I take great pleasure in welcoming into the fire the tall, athletic ruckman from WA, a cool guy with a sensational attitude and a massive upside for the future. Peel Thunder's Jackson Broadbent. Nice to meet you, Jackson.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Good to have you on. Well, Jackson, let's put it out there. I'm glad we're doing this on Zoom because I reckon I'd need to sit on a ladder to interview you. Have you always been the tallest in your team? I am so jealous. As a youngster, did you play footy or did you participate in other sports as well?
Yeah, mostly have been the tallest bloke on my team. But for this year, we've got a taller bloke, 205 centimetre. In for next year, good bloke too, Mitchy Edwards. Yeah, I've always played footy. Played footy since I was 4. So yeah, I love me footy.
So no other sports? Just footy?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I played basketball. Played state basketball twice and that. Cricket, hockey. I did some athletics, underwater hockey as well, and yeah, a bit of golf, obviously. So.
Yeah, geez, you're into a lot of sports, are you?
yeah, love me sports growing up like that.
Yeah, it's good to have lots of sports. All right, before we start with your footy, you got to compete with my mate Hayden in Pig. You toyed with him like a cat with a mouse. You proved ruckman are smart by kicking outside his range, which, let's be honest, is about 15 metres. And then on his left, and I'm sure his leg is made of iron. Never in doubt, was it?
I almost choked that actually pretty early. Missed a few shots, but I pulled out the party tricks and went for a few dribble kicks, which got myself over the line.
Yeah, smart. Okay, Jackson, now to your footy. You played your very first senior game at the age of 16. That is unheard of in this day and age. I know you must be pretty nervous, but seriously, how scary was that?
It was an awesome experience. Fortunately enough, I'd played some senior footy down locally earlier in the season, which helped with that. But it was an awesome experience getting to play against some really quality opposition and play with a lot of quality players alongside me. So it was unreal.
Yeah, how were the nerves before the game though?
I wasn't too nervous. A little bit nervous when it got a bit closer, but overall it's just don't usually go into games too nervous. Just try to think it's another game, have a bit of fun, play footy, I guess.
Yeah, and that is a good trait to have. Now, it must have been a real test to go against grown men at 16 years old. How did the game go? I bet you have fond memories of it.
Obviously, being a 16-year-old, ruckman's a bit harder. So come up against a pretty big, solid bloke. Probably pushed under the ball a little bit, as you do. I thought the game was awesome. Kicked the goal, so it was wonderful.
Kicked the goal. Any celebrations?
I think it was the one come on, but yeah.
No, that's a good one, isn't it? You played in the academy game against Collingwood. That must have been cool, going up against guys that have AFL-ready bodies. How was that day, mate? I hear you went really well.
It was an awesome experience, especially to get to play with the other boys from all the other states and see what they do on the field, which is something you don't usually get to see like when you're playing against them. So. It was pretty cool getting to play in Victoria as well. That was the first time I ever played there, and getting to play against Collingwood was quite cool as well, considering a barrack for them. So, it was a real experience. Yeah,
you barrack for the Pies. How do you think they're going at the moment?
Very well, mate. Very well. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, they are a good side.
Yeah.
You got to play in the under-18 state team last year as a bottom major. Another huge achievement, buddy. What was it like pulling on the state Guernsey, mate? I'm sure that was a really big moment. And you went really well against my SA boys, didn't you?
It's an absolute honour to wear that black and gold jersey, especially a lot of the players that have worn that. And, you just think of the history and all that type of stuff. And to think one of me icons like Stephen Michael, former legend, probably a bit under over the knowledge. But, former South Fremantle great who lives in Collie as well. It was an absolute honour to pull on that Guernsey.
Yeah, wow, would have been. We are now 8 into the under 18 champs now, mate, and you'll be a big part of that. Pardon the pun. How is the side looking, and how are you feeling going into the champs? Tough loss to Vic, but it was your first game, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I think we one win and 3 losses, which is a bit unfortunate. The side was good. Yeah, the boys are great. Unfortunately, I didn't play to my best, unfortunately, but you're still happy with some of the things I did and all that type of stuff. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, good, mate. So let me tell everyone what they're getting from you if you go to their club. A tall, elite ruckman who can swing forward and have an impact. A mobile, agile, big fella who can do things no one at your size should be able to do. A super guy who can make an outstanding club guy and will make the club better both on and off the field. I know you're humble, mate, but what club gets is a future superstar. So with all that you bring, what are you looking to improve on, buddy?
Looking to improve. Obviously, some of the strengths of my game and then improve on is probably a bit of me marking, some stuff like that, patterns and all that type of stuff, running. Strength as well. And yeah, I'm just really keen to, if it happens, it happens, I guess. Yeah, it would be really cool.
Yeah, I think it will happen. And it is good to have a few goals and a few things to work towards, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always good to have a few extra stuff you need to work on. It's always good.
Yeah, it is. You've been a part of the AFL Academy. That must be very cool. What have you learnt from that, and how much has that helped your development?
So we had a few camps over in Victoria, which was pretty good. We had a few trainings with the boys. You can sort of see how they kick the ball. Sometimes you just take notice of how they kick the ball, how they handball it, how they move out of traffic and sort of stuff like that. So you can learn a bit from that. Something I'm decently good at with picking up. So the coaching staff is great and learn a few things, a few stories from them, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, it sounds like it would have been a great experience, mate. You've been compared to the legendary Dean Cox. I will be honest, I've never really seen him play, but I reckon you remind me more of Tim English. Do you watch these type of players, or you just do your own thing?
A bit of a comparison to Dean Cox is certainly surreal. He was an absolute legend, so for West Coast, and now a lot of the likes I tend to watch Grundy, Gawn, Jackson, and Sean Darcy mostly. Usually watch Luke Jackson a fair bit, quite closely. Sorry.
Yeah, Luke Jackson's a star, isn't he? Young as well.
Yeah.
You are such a humble guy and very easygoing. This must help with all the draft talk that is thrown around. Do you think about the draft much? I mean, I know it's a little away yet, but the thought of it being on an AFL list must be hard not to think of.
Yes and no. It's hard not to think about it, obviously. But yeah, I just try to go week by week and have fun and keep building as a player and as a person, and just try to keep building my footy and improving.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Now, I'm lucky to get on really well with Luke Jackson. He is seriously the coolest guy, and his attitude and personality is very much like yours. Your game is very similar too. Have you ever had a chance to chat to him?
No, unfortunately not. I haven't got the chat to Luke, but it'd be really cool to do so. He's a really good player to watch, and I've watched him a few games this year quite closely. And the way he moves and the way he goes about it. So it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe have to get something organised for you, mate.
It'd be nice.
Out of interest, did you get the chance to train with either the Fremantle Dockers or West Coast Eagles, mate?
I was fortunate enough to spend a week at the Dockers. I should say 2 days, unfortunately, due to a COVID situation, but whatever happens. Fortunately, being as a Peel Thunder player who we're affiliated with the Dockers, so I've trained with a fair few of the boys a fair bit now, and I've done a fair bit of work with Lloyd Meek, who's really helped some bit of my footwork out, and all that stuff, type of stuff in the ruck. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, a bit starstruck by anyone? Sean Darcy, like I said before.
I met Nat Fife, and yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, he came up and shook me hand, introduced himself, and I was a bit surprised. I was like, mate, you don't have to introduce yourself to me.
Wow, that would have been surreal.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I was like, far out. It's Nat Fife.
He is pretty big, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let's ask some easy footy questions. What's your number one football trait?
I would probably say me kicking. Both feet. Yeah.
And kicking's a big thing to have as well, isn't it? Good kicking.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can compare yourself to a certain AFL player, who would it be?
Probably Brodie Grundy or Toby Nankervis.
Brodie Grundy and Toby Nankervis are pretty good players, aren't they?
Yes, very, very much. Yeah.
Yeah. You can have one player for an hour to pick his brains. Who do you choose?
I've been fortunate enough to talk to Brodie Grundy, so I'm going to have to choose either Maxi Gawn or Lance Franklin, maybe. It'd be a really cool chat to have with Lance Franklin. So, yeah.
That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Some questions about you. You get to go to a major sporting event. What one do you choose to watch?
Would have to be the World Cup soccer grand final, I would say.
Who would you
That
want
would
to
be
see play?
unbelievable. Pardon, sorry?
Who would you want to see play in the grand final?
Ooh, probably Portugal and Spain.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? I know you're good at golf, so if you're lining up to tee off on the golf course, what am I expecting from you when I see you swing?
Probably straight down the fairway or either a snap hook into the bush. So a bit of
Oh, I don't know.
tend to take the bush route a fair bit.
Yeah. If you had to play a different sport, what would you choose?
Probably cricket, I'd say. Cricket or basketball. Love me cricket. So yeah.
Yeah, you played cricket growing up, didn't you?
Yeah.
What are you more proud of, your footy achievements or your moustache?
Probably the stash. But yeah, no. I'm happy with all my footy stuff, and yeah, I've been really grateful for what I've been able to do, and I'm really just grateful for how much my family's been able to help me with it. And so yeah, that's pretty much yeah.
Yeah, you should be proud of that, mate, and the moustache too. Well, Jackson, it has been amazing to chat to you today. You're a genuine superstar of the future, both on and off the field. I can't wait to follow your journey, mate. Good luck with the rest of the year, buddy.
Cheers, Liam. Appreciate it.
Awesome, Jackson.